I need to push back on this idea that New Jersey somehow needs to spend $6.6 million to study mushrooms. We are not stepping into some scientific unknown here. Psilocybin and psychedelic-assisted therapy has already been studied extensively and by some of the most respected medical institutions in the country and in the world. Johns Hopkins has a dedicated psychedelic research center. NYU runs FDA-approved psilocybin trials for cancer-related depression. The VA and major universities have studied MDMA-assisted therapy for PTSD. The FDA has already given these treatments breakthrough therapy status because the data is strong enough to fast-track them. That means the federal government has already concluded that this truly is promising medicine. So no, New Jersey is not filling some random research gap. What we're doing here really is not studying mushrooms. We're building a state-run policy and regulatory justification machine with this bill. And states do this for 3 reasons. First, they want a legal shield. If the state wants to decriminalize, regulate, or fund psychedelic therapy, it wants to own New Jersey-branded findings. So lawyers can say, hey, we relied on state research when the lawsuits come. So that's a liability question, not a scientific one. Second, this creates a permanent funding pipeline. Once you create a state research program, you create advisory boards, university contracts, nonprofit grants, consultants, and recurring appropriations coming right out of this room. The $6.6 million isn't really about mushrooms. It's seed money for a whole new government ecosystem that's going to get funded year after year after year. And thirdly, it lets people avoid accountability. Instead of saying, we believe this is what works and we want to legalize or fund it, they say, oh, no, we're just studying it. It moves policy forward without owning the decision. So in my opinion, this study is a fig leaf. From a fiscal and policy standpoint, this makes no sense. New Jersey could rely on FDA data, NIH research, Johns Hopkins, NYU, UCLA, the VA system, international clinical trials from Europe and Israel. All of it already exists. All of it's publicly available. All of it is sound. There is a huge body of respected evidence that will far, far supersede what New Jersey will ever produce. Spending $6.6 million to replicate what the medical world already knows is not about learning something new. It's about creating a New Jersey-specific excuse to justify a political decision that's already been made. If this was actually about helping veterans with PTSD or people with treatment-resistant depression, we should move straight to tightly regulated clinical access using science. We would not need to light millions of taxpayer dollars on fire to rediscover the $6.6 million answer that, yeah, this is probably pretty sound medical science. And that's why I cannot support this bill the way it's written. Thank you.